Cartoon Network. A staple of pure cartooning as we know it. I grew up with this powerhouse as a kid, and to tell you the truth, I watched this network most of all in my childhood. But something's happening to it that I simply cannot fathom. This network is sloping down a horrible downturn, leading to a maelstrom generated by Nickelodeon, Disney, and other washed-up companies. Cartoon Network is falling down the tubes, and Cartoon Network's entrance into a new era of cartooning really dismantled its powerhouse status. But hey, I'm just
In my generation, in my generation, in my generation, baby. In my generation, in my generation, in my generation, in my generation.
So anyway, why was Cartoon Network so awesome? Here are the good points. First, when the network was conceived in 1992, it ran in reruns of Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Looney Tunes cartoons, Tom and Jerry cartoons from MGM, and other classic Warner Brothers cartoons. The network produced an anthology series in which it would air these cartoons in an organized format, known as the What a Cartoon Show. It would be the inspiration for the Oh Yeah cartoons from Nickelodeon, spearheaded by John Kriflewski and Fred Seibert. The result of this anthology? New cartoons. Some of these new cartoons became spin-offs into their own shows, such as Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, their sister I Am Weasel, the Powerpuff Girls, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Mike, Lou, and Og. These would be the staple of Cartoon Network, and the reason I would watch it to no end. By 2004, Cartoon Network was in the tubes. Here are the bad points. First, they decided to relaunch the network with a new identity and a new format, which meant that great shows such as Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, and Dexter's Lab were one by one removed from the daily programming. Some originals were featured in the Cartoons block, but most were removed completely from the network. Boomerang exists to showcase these cartoons, but why Cartoon Network decided to never air the shows again is a reason I cannot grasp. These cartoons were the reason Cartoon Network became so popular, but because they wanted to attract a larger demographic while ignoring their roots, they decided to remove the originals to make way for the spectacular failures known as the new CN lineup. Nonsense such as the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy turned me away from CN because I felt that the cartoon was merely a collage of reused body excretion jokes and retarded behavior. Another thing, CN is now importing from Canada. It would be nice if some of the cartoons were actually good and not just 30 minutes worth of inferior plot development. Crap such as George of the Jungle was created because they ran out of ideas, since a movie was already created on the concept almost 5 years ago. And this was stolen from Tarzan, since the schematics are nearly the same. Other maggot-infested tripe CN managed to broadcast was Total Drama Island, since a satire of the latest reality shows. I applaud the creators for the idea, but again, the characters are reduced to body humor jokes and reality show anachronisms, which I hate. Ben 10 I really do not give a care about because I never was interested in that stuff, and the stupid animated Transformers give me a swift pain, faster than Kevin Costner's bad acting. And here's a nice little bonus to add to Cartoon Network's dive into the maelstrom, Toonami. Who hasn't heard of Toonami? Back in the 90s, it made Cartoon Network a genuine powerhouse, with their airing of DBZ, Cowboy Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho, and a bunch of other classic animes. But by 2006, Cartoon Network stripped the awesome Toonami backstory, the reticence of Tom, and added a stupid one-dimensionalized form of Tom that completely counteracts the true identity of Toonami. I guess it was part of CN's new identity, but with the relaunching of Toonami spelled the beginning of the end for it. Seeing how Toonami was reduced to Saturday blocks and that it reran only one of the 150 Naruto fillers every weekend, Cartoon Network erased it in September 2008, leaving Adult Swim in charge of anime. This is fine and dandy considering if you wish to stay up till 4 in the morning to watch it and later find out they only run Inuyasha reruns. Nowadays, Cartoon Network is a hair-splitting waste of time consisting of half-assed blocks and just as half-assed cartoons to showcase 24/7. I was disenchanted by the CN around 2002 since I started to lose interest in the cartoons they are showing. But CN is displaying something known as the identity lost syndrome, in which a franchise suddenly forgets their roots, and moves on to target demographics that no one really gives two craps about. Kinda reminds me of another franchise I will demolish later. That was Cartoon Network, and that was my generation.